Happy Vlogmas, book friends. Yesterday, I shared some festive Christmas mysteries, and today I'm back with some atmospheric winter mysteries that will keep you turning the pages through those long winter nights. Hello, I'm Jen, and welcome back to my holiday reading life. I thought today I would share some mysteries that you can read both now and after the Christmas holidays are over. And I know that I love mysteries during the winter months. I mean, I love mysteries all year round. I will say this in every season, but I think particularly in wintertime, it is so lovely to be curled up all warm and cozy inside when the weather outside is just really cold and either stormy or snowing or whatever it might be where you are, and to curl up with a fantastic mystery that keeps you turning the pages. And today I'm here to share some mysteries that I think make for fantastic atmospheric winter reads and that I think might be a little bit under the radar. Let us get right into the books. My first pick is the start of a mystery series, and it just happens to be set in winter at a ski resort, and that book is Dead Men Don't Ski by Patricia Moyes. This is the first book in the Henry Tibbett mystery series. Now, I have read a couple of other Henry Tibbett mysteries years and years ago, and this past year I decided that I wanted to go back and start Henry Tibbett's over from the beginning and read them through in order, and of course I had to start with the first book, which is Dead Men Don't Ski. And in this first book, Henry and his wife are on holiday in the Italian Alps, staying at a ski resort. And Henry is on vacation from Scotland Yard, but Henry is soon called to duty because there is a guest who gets on the ski lift and is alive at the top. And when they arrive at the bottom, they are dead. And it is up to Henry to figure out what has happened and why and how this person was murdered. And I really enjoyed this. If you want a very snowy mystery, this is the one for you. I think this makes for perfect winter reading. And it's definitely the first book of a series. So it has a bit of a slower pace to it, but I think in the wintertime, that's okay. I have more time to read because I'm inside, I'm not out doing activities if the weather is bad. So if that is you, if you're looking for a very snowy mystery, then definitely pick up Dead Men Don't Ski. Next up is a mystery I've mentioned before, but I think it is worth mentioning again, and that is The Long Shadow by Celia Fremlin. And in this, we are following Imogen, and her husband was killed in a car accident. And she starts receiving phone calls from someone accusing her of the murder. Now, Imogen isn't totally innocent. She actually lied about the date of her husband's death, and you find out why as the story goes along. This is set in the lead up to the Christmas holidays, and she is having family and friends descending on her home. And it seems like everybody has a secret or something to hide, and you have to find out what happened to her husband. Was she involved? Is she a reliable narrator? Was someone else in the family involved? And I found this such a page turner. Of course, it is perfectly snowy and fantastic for this time of year. So even though it is set sort of in the lead up to Christmas, it doesn't have that same sort of holiday festive feel to it. And I think this makes for a great read throughout all of the winter months. And next up is a mystery that is part of a series by one of the queens of British classic crime, but I definitely think you can read this as a standalone, and that book is The Nine Tailors by Dorothy L. Sayers. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about my thoughts on the Lord Peter Wimsey mysteries and why I think you can read them out of order, you can watch my video from last Vlogmas where I wrapped up my year-long read-through of all of the Lord Peter Wimsey mysteries. And I will link that video here in the cards and in the description box below. But I definitely think you can read The Nine Tailors just as a standalone. It is one of my very favorites from the Lord Peter Wimsey series, and it takes place on New Year's, and so it is perfect for the winter months. And in this, Lord Peter and his butler, valet, bunter are in their car, and the car runs off the road, and so they are stranded in this English village, which is in the Fens, which is a very flat section of England. It's got much different topography than the rest of England does. And that is a fascinating piece of this book. But they end up becoming friendly with the people in this village where they stay for a period of time. And you learn a lot about bell ringing within the church. And I found that fascinating. But of course, there has to be some sort of mystery as well. And in this, there is an unknown body that is found buried in the same grave as another local woman. And so Lord Peter, along with Bunter, has to figure out exactly who this person is and what is going on here. And there is such an amazing conclusion to this mystery. I thought it was incredibly well done. There is very dramatic events that happen at the end of this that kept me turning the pages, and I highly, highly recommend this. Again, I think it is one of the best books in the Lord Peter Wimsey mystery series, and if you want one of those to read during the winter months, then it definitely needs to be the Nine Tailors. Next up is a book that is actually about a real life mystery in the life of one of the most famous classic British mystery authors of all time. And that is, of course, Agatha Christie. And this book is The Mystery of Mrs. Christie by Marie Benedict. Now, if you aren't aware, in December of 1926, Agatha Christie went missing for, I think, about 10 or 11 days. And nobody knows exactly where she was or what happened to her. I mentioned this when I talked about the Lucy Worsley biography of her, and Lucy Worsley does give a very interesting supposition as to what happened to Agatha Christie during that time. And Marie Benedict does the same in a fictional way in The Mystery of Mrs. Christie. And I actually found this really, really compelling. So it is told from alternating viewpoints of both Agatha Christie and her first husband, who she was married to at the time of her disappearance, Archie. And we are following their relationship in the lead up to Agatha Christie's disappearance and then over the course of her disappearance. And I think Marie Benedict makes a really good case for what may have happened to Agatha Christie during that time period. But this is such a fun book, and because it's based on a real life mystery, I just think it had another added element to it. And I've read a couple of other books where authors have surmised what may have happened to Agatha Christie, and I think Marie Benedict is the best one of the bunch. And if you're then intrigued by that period of Agatha Christie's life, then definitely read Lucy Worsley's book about Agatha Christie, which is a very elusive woman. It's a fantastic biography. Agatha Christie herself actually never spoke or wrote about what happened to her during that time period. In her autobiography, she really glosses over those days. And so it is just something we will always have to conjecture about. But I like Marie Benedict's take on it. And I think this is a fantastic mystery for the winter season. And my final pick for books you should read in winter is one that has such a unique premise. This book came out about 7 years ago, and it was very popular at the time it came out, but I don't hear it talked about much anymore. And so I wanted to mention it here in case you missed it when it first came out, because I definitely think it's worth a read, especially if you like unique takes on the mystery genre, if you like puzzles, and if you don't mind kind of suspending your disbelief and adding a slightly fantastical element to your mystery, then this is the book for you. And the book that I am talking about is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. When I read this book, I could not put it down, and I think I read it in maybe a day or two. It was fantastic. I think the best way I can describe this book is that it is like a cross between the board game Clue, the movie Groundhog Day, and an Agatha Christie mystery. If that appeals to you, then this is the book for you. I found this book to be so ingenious and such a unique twist on the Manor House mystery. And like I said, there was a slightly fantastical element to it, so you have to be ready to go along with that. But if you don't mind that, then definitely give this book a read. I think it is so wonderful, and it's perfect for a long winter night. You might be able to read it in a single long winter night. It's that good. I absolutely loved it. And the more I talk about it right now, the more I want to reread it, because I haven't read it since it first came out. This one might have to go on my own TBR for the upcoming winter months as a reread. It's that good. And that will do it for some atmospheric, under the radar mysteries that you may not have heard of that are perfect for, like I said, those long winter nights. I would love to chat with you down in the comments. Are any of these books going onto your own winter TBR? Have you read any of these? And what are some of your favorite mysteries to read during the winter? I'm always looking for books to add to my own personal TBR. And I love all of your mystery recommendations. You guys have added so many books to my want to read list. I'm never going to get to them all, but I still love having them there for when the mood strikes. And if you're here, but you don't have anything to add, but you'd like to let me know you were here, why don't you leave some more wintry emojis, snowflakes, snowman, whatever is wintry to you. I really do love seeing those emojis, and those comments really do help my channel, as do likes and now hypes as well, if you wouldn't mind hitting one or both of those buttons. And if you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I would love to have you join my bookish community. There is still more to come in Vlogmas, and then I will be back after the holidays to my regular Tuesday and Friday posting schedule, and I would love to have you join us here for all of that good bookish content. Thank you all so much for being here and for being a part of this lovely Vlogmas season. It has been so much fun. I still have a little bit more to come. And one quick announcement, because tomorrow is the final Friday of Vlogmas, I will not have a regular long form video going up tomorrow morning because you are all going to be joining me in the afternoon or evening, or maybe it's morning again, wherever you might be. Whichever it might be, we are going to have some live holiday reading sprints Friday afternoon, well, afternoon for me, at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on my channel. And I would love for you to join me. We're going to chat a little bit about books and holiday reading, and then we are going to get in a good chunk of reading time. And I know I have some books I need to make some progress in. And if you do, then I hope you will join me for all of it, for some of it, however much you can. And if you can't make it, you can always catch the replay and get yourself some reading time in whenever you need it. But I do hope to see you there. And then I will be back on Monday with another long form video, and we will finish up the final few days of Vlogmas as we head into Christmas. Can you believe it's almost here? And until then, happy holidays and happy reading. Bye!